Hello，大家好，我係 Sue Marguerite, and today I'm going to take you to a tea house for some dim sum. So before we get there, I'm going to explain a little bit some of the vocabulary you're going to hear and explain basically how people ask you to go for dim sum and the difference between dim sum and yum cha. So here on my board, I've got on the top here, we've got yum cha, okay? Yum cha is kind of the verb way of saying, let's go have dim sum. It literally means drink tea. So yum is drink and cha is tea. So drinking tea always means you're going to have some dim sum at the tea house. Okay? So dim sum is English, right? Dim sum is like the little tidbits. They come in steamer, like bamboo steamer baskets, or they're fried. There's an assortment of fried foods. So if you want to say it correctly in Cantonese with the intonation, it's dim sum, dim sum. So it's that mid-rising dim and then sum. So yum cha and dim sum. So what's the difference between them? Well, it's in the way you use them. Because like yum cha is more like a verb. So you'd say, 去唔去飲茶? Or 星期一,不如星期一我哋去飲茶. So what about we go to yum cha on Monday? Okay. 星期一, maybe you've done the numbers. So 一 is one, first day of the week, Monday. 星期一去 go 飲茶. So 飲茶, you can say, for example, 我而家飲緊茶. Because yum is drink, it's a verb. You can make that like I'm right now having dim sum. But dim sum is more like the noun for the type of food you're eating. So you're not going to say like you can't say it's a noun, so you wouldn't put it into a verb form. So that's the difference. You'd be asked to go to yum cha. And so people are like, oh, let's go to yum cha. They're just using it in the same way that we'd say, let's go and have dim sum. Okay? So moving on. When my friends and I go to yum cha, we usually get two different kinds of tea. And today, that you'll see in a moment, we had jasmine tea, which is hang pin. It's hang is that highest and pin, that mid-rising. Jasmine tea. Hang pin. Usually jasmine is what they'll give you if you just go in and ask, and they just look at you and they'll just assume that you want hang pin unless you ask for something different. So if you want the little darker one that's more, well, I mean, if it gets really steeped, then it looks like coffee. It's or if you buy it in Welcome or Park and Shop, pu'er, I guess is the way they pronounce it. But in Cantonese, it is bo lei, bo lei, bo lei. It's that mid-rising tone. So bo lei is pu'er or bo lei. So that's a little bit darker tea, not as light. And then one of our favorites that we didn't get today, but you might also like it, is Iron Buddha. Iron Buddha is tikunyam, tikunyam. Tikunyam is also really good, maybe a little bit bitter, but tikunyam is also really, really good. So, okay, so those are the tea. Those are, well, we had the jasmine and the bole, or the pu'er. It just sounds so weird to say that. So, but anyway, so along with that, we ordered like a steamer basket of some dim sum that kind of an assortment. I mean, not a lot of tea houses. I was actually surprised they had it, like this little basket with different, a selection of dim sum in it. So it was really good. And among them was the barbecue pork buns, which sometimes in English are also called cha siu bao, cha siu bao. You can tell they're all high tones, right? I won't cover it. The cha siu bao, okay? Shrimp dumplings, again, these are sometimes in English as well called ha gao, ha gao. The ha is very high and the gao, mid-rising, ha gao. Okay, and then we also had a sponge cake, a little corner of it. It was tiny. Usually if you get the whole thing, it's big. It's like, that big in the basket. But as we got just the assortment, they gave us literally like an inch square of this sponge cake. And that is the ma lai go, ma lai go, ma lai go. Yeah. So the ma is a low rising, and then the lai go is high tones. So ma lai go. And then also we have the Chiu dumpling, or the Chiu dumpling. That maybe not be one of the most popular when you think about like char siu bao and ha gao. Everybody knows those. But if you do get it, it is the, ooh, sorry, the reflection, uh, fun guo, my favorite kind of mid-rising, the fun guo. Okay, and then also we had a vegetable and shrimp dumpling, which is choy miu gao. Choy is vegetable, so it's just that middle tone, the choy miu gao. Sorry, my hands are all over the place. Choy miu gao. So those are the, I think that's all we had in that little basket that we got. So let's now go to the tea house and you'll take a look at what I just introduced. And yeah, so I'll see you on the other side. Bye.
So when you're at the 酒樓 having 飲茶 or dim sum, you've got a wide choice of teas. So here today we have the jasmine or the Hangpin. Hangpin is jasmine. And then over here we have the bolei. Well, they call it in this tea house Uli, but in Chinese it's bolei. So those are two teas that we've chosen for today. And usually you'll have a third one over there for just water and hot water to mix with the tea. So that's our choice of tea today, the bolei and the honey.
Hi，大家好，我係燒 Marguerite，我而家喺酒樓飲緊茶，同啲朋友。咁我哋叫咗一個點心嘅拼盤，because this gave us an assortment of different kinds of dim sum that are really popular. So I'm going to introduce them to you, and here you go. So this one right here is called Malaigo tea. It is like a sponge cake. It's really good. This one is hagao. So you've probably heard of this one because in English it's the same. It's like hagao. They pronounce it hagao. The middle one here is char siu bao, which usually in English is the same, char siu bao. This one here is the Chiu fan guo. And this one is like a dumpling with a peanut inside and a bunch of other stuff. It's really good. And this one here is the choy miu gao. And this one is really good. It's got shrimp and it has vegetables and it's really yummy. So this is kind of an example of different kinds of dim sum that you can do. When we go to Yum Cha, we like to get these, and we also like to get this one, which is the Tofu or the Jiu Tofu. Jiu is like salty pepper, and there's just fried tofu. It's really good. And this one here is like our main. This one is the, well, the noodles are called yimin. It's a type of noodle. And then I think this one is just, I can't remember what it's called actually, but we got some char we have ha, and we have the dongbu. So ha is shrimp, high tone for ha. Char is the roast pork, and the choy, the vegetables. You have the dongbu, mushroom, and the yimin, the noodles. So that's our dim sum lunch for today, and I'll explain it to you later on the board. See you then.
Hi again. So these are the dishes that we had that I didn't explain before. So we had the fried tofu, and normally when we order it, I would say this one, the jiu tofu. Tofu is tofu. It's got the H there, right? So it's low tone, tofu. And the jiu goes from the high down to the basement. So it's, move my hand, jiu tofu. That is kind of like a spicy salted tofu. But today when we asked for that, the guy's like, oh, you mean tofu lap? So tofu lap, lap is like small piece. So tofu lap is another way you might describe it if they're like, what are you talking about? Tofu is low and lap is high. So that might be easier to say like, oh, I like the tofu lap. So that's the fried tofu. The big noodle dish that we had, well, I'll just tell you how to say the noodles. They're ifu noodles, and if you haven't had them before, they're really good. You can see what they were like in the video. They're just well, they're really good. So, and they're the ones that when you're in the market and you ever see those big round cakes of dried noodles? It's like that round, and it's just a whole bunch of mess of noodles. That's the yimin, the ifu noodles. So you say it with a high tone, the yi, and then down low, min, yimin. Yimin. So I really like the yimin. So we usually get that with our dim sum as well. So Just if somebody says, oh, let's go to dim sum, you can then say to them, great, I like dim sum. And the way to say that would be ngõ, which is I, ngõ. It's a low rising tone, ngõ. Way up high for 中意,我中意 dim sum, dim sum. So 我, I, 中意 is like, 中意. So it's like a high falling and then the middle tone. 我中意 dim sum. Dim sum is at mid rising and down high. 我中意 dim sum. So if somebody says, let's go to yumcha, just say, great, 我中意 dim sum. So I hope that you'll get a chance to have yumcha, to go yumcha or to have dim sum soon, because in Hong Kong, you got to do it, right? So if you're coming to visit or if you live here or, they've got yumcha in Chinatowns all over the world, but the best definitely is in Hong Kong. So I hope that this video will help you to kind of know what to do when you go to yumcha. And oh, there's one more thing I didn't tell you. I took a short video, but I'll just say it real quick here. When you're in Hong Kong and you go to yumcha, they pour the tea for you. Never pour it yourself first. You always serve other people first, right? And when you do, if you pour the tea in their cup, they're going to knock the table with their 2 fingers. So right by their glass, you pouring the tea in, and they're going to like tap, tap, tap on the table next to their cup. And yeah, at first somebody said, is that a sign of like, hurry up? No, it's not hurry up. The story that I heard was that it all stems from a long time ago when the emperor was in hiding. And when he was in hiding, the people that knew he was the emperor wanted to show their respect, but of course they couldn't, overtly bow in front of him. And so instead, when they would come to his table, they would go like that with their fingers as a sign of like kneeling in respect in front of the emperor. So to this day, when you go to yumcha, you will see people, maybe not just at yumcha too, anytime they're eating, if somebody's pouring them the tea, which remember, don't serve yourself first, always pour the others, they'll do that little tap tap on the table. So that's what that's all about. So I super really hope that this video helped you and that you'll get to enjoy some dim sum soon. So please comment below and subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to another video with you here in my little Cantonese corner. Thanks for watching. Bye.